in and out of soft spoken. Did y'all hear that? I know you did. Going in and out of soft spoken and whispers for this video. So I hope that you enjoy book sounds. And if any of you have any recommendations, definitely comment them down below. I am always looking for new books to read and new books to get into. So yeah, I'm excited to share these with you guys. I have a pretty hefty stack here, and it's like a bunch of different genres, so I think that you guys will like some of these. The first one is a mystery. Now this one has been out for a while. It's by Gillian Flynn, who also wrote Gone Girl, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, this was turned into a TV show on, what's it on? HBO, and I have not watched the show yet, but I need to because I actually just got HBO, so I will be watching it probably starting tonight. Oh, and it's called Sharp Objects. I don't even know if I said the title. Now this book is kind of your, classic, like, whodunit mystery, but I found it to be a little bit more unexpected than other mysteries that I have read recently. It's about a girl who is a journalist, and she's tasked with getting information on a series of murders that happened in her hometown. But as you'll learn, she has a very strange relationship with her family and just with the town in general. It's really good. It's not super long. Let's see how many pages it is. It is 252 pages. But I really recommend this. Do some research about it because there are some triggering subjects in this book. So, and there's a couple other books here that I love, but like, do your research on them, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you which ones they are because, like, this is pretty dark and has like some dark themes, so keep that in mind if you are interested in reading the book. But I loved it. It was a very, like, page turner, you couldn't put it down. The next two books are by Jewell, who is a very popular mystery author. She has a ton of books, like a ton of books, and I definitely want to get more from her. One of these I read in one sitting, so they're really good. The first one is called Then She Was Gone. And this one, I like have to read the back of them a little bit because I kind of forget. But this one is about a woman. Also, that's another thing that I like about this book, Sharp Objects, and the next book that I'm going to show you is that the main leads are all female, but they're like relatable women, you know what I mean? I think all of them are in their 30s or 40s, and they're not like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times, and maybe it's just because I'm also a huge fantasy buff, and so like a lot of fantasy female leads are kind of helpless in a way, which I don't super love. But like all of these women are just like real life women, you know what I mean? Like it helps you to kind of involve yourself more in the story, if that makes sense. But this one is about a woman whose daughter went missing, and she ends up, the woman, after a long time, I think it says how long it was. Okay, no, it doesn't, but a long time later, she meets this man who has a daughter that is like the spitting image of her daughter that went missing. And weird stuff starts to happen, you know. It's so hard with these because I'm like, I don't want to say too much and give away anything, you know, because I think that these books are best to go in with just as little information as possible. But this was a really good read. Good read. Here's the full cover. And that's what Lisa Jewell looks like. And then the other book from hers that I read in one sitting is called None of This Is True. This book is phenomenal. This book is phenomenal. It's about this woman named Alex who has a podcast, and she goes out to like celebrate her 50th birthday, and while she's at the restaurant, this other woman named Josie comes up to her and is like, OMG, I'm also turning 50 today, like, that's crazy. And basically this Josie woman, it's like she has this secret that she wants to tell on Alex's podcast, and kind of gets like a little bit obsessed with Alex, and Alex has a family of her own, and so she's like, OMG, I don't want to, you know, put them in danger. It's really good. And what I like about these books is that, like, yes, they're a little bit predictable, you know, after you read a certain amount of, like, mystery novels, it's kind of like, okay, you know, I can see potentially, probably, what avenue this is gonna take, but honestly, like, even if I kind of guessed, like, what, you know, like, who done it or something, there was always still some element that I just did not expect, and on top of that, like, it didn't make the read any less interesting or satisfying when, you know, you finally find out, like, what the solution is, I guess, or the answer. So I super recommend Lisa Jewell, these books specifically, but next two books are by Yuketsu, I think is how you pronounce it. And you guys have probably seen these. Strange Houses and Strange Pictures. I know that they both went viral on TikTok not super long ago. I think because Strange Houses just came out. And to give you some lore, the author of these books also, like, he's a little bit freaky looking, so if any of you guys, you know, potentially might get scared, just fast forward like 30 seconds. And that's the author right there. Right there. And he is, or they, I guess, a YouTuber who, like, nobody knows their identity, nobody knows what their voice sounds like, anything. And they're Japanese. But they made these books, and they are so good, you guys. I'll start with Strange Houses, even though it's the, like, more recent one to come out. I don't even know, like, okay, what makes these books so good is that there are pictures in the book. So, like, this picture that you see on the cover here, this is, like, in the book, and then so are all of these pictures. And it's so fun to read these because basically, like, as the characters in the story are figuring out, you know, the mystery, you also are figuring it out with them because you get all of, like, the evidence, the pictures, the things that they're looking at. And so it's very, like, immersive, you know. They're both so good. My favorite out of the two is definitely Strange Pictures. But I mean, this one is amazing too. This one says, when a writer fascinated by the macabre is approached by an acquaintance, he finds himself investigating an eerie house for sale in Tokyo. The building, with its bright and spacious interior, seems like the perfect first home, but upon closer inspection, the floor plan reveals a mysterious dead space hidden between the walls. Seeking a second opinion, the writer shares the layouts with his friend, an architect, only to discover more unnerving details throughout. What is the true purpose behind the house's disturbing design? I cannot recommend this book enough. And then Strange Pictures. Same thing where it's, you know, you're figuring it out as you go. The premise for this one, the little thing says, a pregnant woman sketches on a seemingly innocuous block conceal a chilling warning. A child's picture of his home contains a dark secret message. A sketch made by a murder victim in his final moments leaves an amateur sleuth down a rabbit hole that will reveal a horrifying reality. Structured around 9 childlike drawings, each one holds a disturbing clue. The novel invites readers to piece together the harrowing truth behind each one and the overarching backstory that connects them all. They're just very unique and refreshing, you know. Like I said, like the other mystery novels, they can get repetitive, they can kind of get like, okay. So these are just a really refreshing and like eerie take, you know. I love them. I think they're amazing. If you're like a true crime person, or you like, you know, mysteries, obviously, get those books. They're so fun to read. This next book is, I guess, like, it's a little bit of satire. It's funny. It's also not, like, many different individuals, and each one, like, each story has a theme, I guess, and each of the stories is about how this person, like, gets, sorry, a truck just went by, how each person gets, like, rejected, basically, and, like, their perception of themselves as a result of that, and just details the lives of all these different people. It's funny, it's entertaining, and it's, like, real in ways. I don't know, I really recommend, like, anybody that is in their 20s that is, like, struggling to find a relationship, basically, or, like, you know, that type of connection. I really recommend this book because it's just so funny. Like, I don't know, it's really good. It says, sharply observant and outrageously funny, Rejection is a provocative plunge into the touchiest problems of modern life. The 7 connected stories seamlessly transition between the personal crisis of a complex ensemble and the comedic tragedies of relationships, identity, and the internet. I love that sound. It's so good. And also, all of the characters, I think the first one, are, like, connected in some sort of way, which is super fun. In the end, the author, like, breaks the fourth wall. It's a good read, you know? It's a good read. It's not anything crazy. This is like you would read this book at the beach, you know what I'm saying? You would read this book at the beach. Now the next book is quite the opposite. This book is incredibly emotionally draining, in a good way, I guess. In a good way. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, literally, this book is a brick. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Alchemized. This is Alchemized, and I don't know how to pronounce the author's name. Yeah, holy shit. I read this in 2 days, by the way. So that speaks to how good, well written this book is. Like, it is really that girl. Now, for those of you guys who are not familiar with this book, it's based on a Draco Hermione fanfiction, like Harry Potter, and basically all of the, like, characters, the names were changed, all of the copyright elements were changed from the original fanfiction and the fanfiction was called Manacled. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I haven't read it yet, but it is a dark fantasy. I guess you could say romantasy, but it is very dark, and I have so much to say about this book, y'all, like, so much to say. If you look at its Reddit page, you will probably see my Reddit post, because, like, I have been like, I need someone to talk to about this book. But it's phenomenal. I've never read a fantasy book that had more world building, like, and I'm not gonna lie, the first 100 or so pages are a little bit, it's just a lot of world building in the first 100 pages, like, a lot, and so it was a little bit hard lovers, fantasy lovers, like enemies to lovers. It's so good. Now, I will say, it is not like Harry Potter. I mean, it is, like, you know who the characters are, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has Harry, Ron, Ginny, Hermione, obviously, Draco, obviously, Dumbledore, Miss Weasley. Like, it has all of the characters, and if you are familiar with Harry Potter, you know who is who. And, like, it's set in, you know, like, at Hogwarts, you know. But I don't know if I would recommend going into this book being like, oh, wait, you know, Harry Potter, because it kind of makes it a little bit hard to get into if you're just trying to figure out, like, where those overlaps are. But also, it is not, you know, like I said, it is dark, so it has, you know, more violence, more, you know, gory stuff. It's also took inspiration from The Handmaid's Tale. So do your research about this book. Again, this is another one where, like, I cannot in good conscience be like, yes, go run to the store and get it, because it does have subjects in it that could, you know, could be hard to read. And for some people, I mean, even myself, like, there are just parts of the book that are very dark, so definitely research that. But it's really good, you guys. She did such a good job.